May I come in, sir?
Please come.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, Anjali. Take your seat. You can move your chair a bit this side. Come this side. Be in the center. फ्रेम के लिए अरे यार बट तुम्हारा फ्रेम के लिए चलिए प्लीज सिट डाउन
Thank you, sir.
ओके अंजलि प्लीज टेल अस अबाउट योरसेल्फ हाँ
Anjali.
हाँ
And sir, I come from the cleanest city of the country, Indore, from Madhya
you said
Pradesh.
cleanest city
Yes, sir.
okay we'll take it up later go on
And sir, I've done my schooling from Indore and graduation in computer science from Rajiv Gandhi University. So post my graduation, I have been preparing for civil services and my optional has been geography. Sir, in my free time, I like doing gond paintings and I also like to follow tennis. Sir, apart from that, my father, sir, he works in a bank and my mother is a teacher.
okay this is your second attempt fourth attempt
Yes, sir.
but once you had appeared for interview right
Yes, sir, last
what
year.
happened how much did you get
Sir, I got 149
Sorry?
marks. Sir, I got 149.
149 that was 2020 2020
Yes.
who was the chairman of the board then
Sir,
in
Dr. Manoj Soni, sir.
Manoj Soni. Oh, he has become a chairman UPSC. You
Yes,
know
sir.
that? 2 days back he has taken over. Yeah, Dr. Manoj Soni.
Yes,
He is the youngest VC. At the age of 40, he became a VC of Baroda. And he has been VC for 2 other universities. Anyway, just by chance because you are appearing again. Okay, now you have done computer science, but your optional is geography.
Yes.
Good. Now, a few things about computer science, in particular artificial intelligence. What is this artificial intelligence?
Sir, artificial intelligence is one of the branches in computer science whereby the machines and especially the robots, they try to mimic the human intelligence. So all the tasks that a human probably can do through artificial intelligence, even machines can perform that.
What is Internet of Things?
Sir, in Internet of Things, we are trying to connect the Internet with the physical objects which are around us. So, let's say for example, if I am coming and I'm driving my car and I want the ACs of my home to be switched on before I reach my house. If my mobile is connected to the AC, I will be able to switch on the AC from my car through the internet, and by the time I reach, the ACs would be functional in my home without my physical presence.
For a country like ours, you think artificial intelligence is good?
Sir, there have been concerns regarding employment and loss of jobs if machines take over. But sir, I think that technology is going to be the game changer. If there are job losses, with requisite skilling and upskilling, we can create even more jobs in the future. So sir, I think it is time that we embrace artificial intelligence as the future technology.
It is time, huh? Good, good. I like your language. Now, geography. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Now, what is economic geography?
Sir, in economic geography, we study about the different resources in a region and how these resources are important in the establishment of various industries and how the region's development is henceforth decided by the various resources that we study.
Does the size of the country determine growth, economic growth?
So to an extent, I would say yes. But sir, there are various factors. For example, sir, if I take example of very small countries like even Japan is an island, or even probably Germany, who are very small in size, but they are far more great economic superpowers. So sir, human capital along with the physical capital both play an important role.
Very good. Now it's 10 o'clock in Delhi. What time it will be in Brisbane? Okay, first tell me what is the time difference for each degree? For each degree, there is a time difference. What is that?
Sir, if I can recall correctly, around 4 minutes.
Excellent. It is 4 minutes. You are right. Now let's talk about Brisbane. It will be ahead or behind?
Sir, since it is lying towards the east of the international Greenwich meridian, sir, it would be ahead.
It will be ahead.
Yes, sir.
Good. Evening there.
Yes, sir.
Very good. Now you are from Indore. Okay. Now tell me, how many national parks are there in Madhya Pradesh?
Sir, exact numbers are around 9.
Good.
I think
9. Can you name some of them?
Yes, sir. Sir, Panna National Park, Sir, Pench, Kahana National Park, One Vihar National Park in Bhopal. Sir, there is also Dinosaur Fossil National Park as well.
Okay. Final question from my side. What are cryptocurrency? You know, that's a new thing now emerging. Cryptocurrency. What is this?
Yes, sir. Sir, cryptocurrencies are the virtual assets or the virtual currencies, and these are digital currencies which are based on the blockchain technology.
What is this blockchain technology?
Sir, if I have to explain like in a layman term, then sir, like a train has different engines which are connected to each other. Similarly, in a blockchain, there is a block, and then subsequently, like the different compartments, there are different blocks also in a blockchain, and every block has an address of the previous block which is attached to it. So,
In the budget, there was something about this. Can you recall? In our budget,
yes, sir.
What is there in that?
Sir, Honorable Finance Minister has said that the revenue from the crypto assets would be taxed.
Gain from
Yes, sir.
will be taxed. At what rate?
Sir, at 30%.
30%. Very
Yes,
good.
sir.
Now RBI also wants to come out with this. What is this? You know, RBI is also thinking
Yes,
of.
sir. Yes, sir.
Huh?
Sir, RBI has floated this idea of central bank digital currency, where the problem in cryptocurrencies is that there is no one centralized regulator. So there are issues of how do we regulate it. So RBI has thought that there should be a central regulator who would regulate these crypto assets. So they are trying to do something on the lines of what China has also now
No,
been doing.
it's a digital currency. Do you think in another 10 years we can go completely digital? Forget about this paper currency. Is it possible? Will it make sense? The entire country only digital currency. No RBI need to sign. Is there any backing for this cryptocurrency?
Sir, as of now, we do not have any backing or law that makes it legal in the country. And sir, in the coming 10 years, sir, digital currency might be the reality, but sir, I think it would be too early to predict if it could replace RBI and we could only have cryptocurrencies.
Thank you.
Yeah, Anjali, what does Anjali mean?
Sir, Anjali is a Sanskrit word, and it means to give something. It means to offer, and it shows a feeling of gratitude.
And what else? Other meaning of Anjali?
Sir, I'm aware of.
You know little bit Hindi?
Yes, sir.
तीन अंजलि में था जिन्होंने सारा सागर नीर पिया. Who was it? Says Agastya. Huh? Anyway, that's not very important.
Thank you.
Okay, so we were talking about blockchain technology. So
Yes,
how blockchain technology can help in reducing corruption and bring about the transparency in the government delivery system?
Sir, in a blockchain technology, every transaction and every block has the record of the previous block. So if somebody tries to do a corruption, which means that they would make some kind of discrepancies or changes in one particular block. Now, since each block is connected to everybody, so this would be alerted in all the systems, and it has to be rectified. It has to be approved by all the people who are there in the system. So everybody would come to know that somebody is trying to make a change.
Can we call it distributed ledger?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It can be called a distributed ledger.
Okay, National Supercomputing Mission. Any idea what is that?
Sir, this was a mission which is under the Ministry of MITI, and in this particular mission, sir, we are trying to develop the supercomputers in the country, and so we are trying to link these supercomputers with the academic and the research institutions.
Can you name some supercomputers being used in our country?
Yes, sir. Sir, there is Param Shivai.
Param Shivai, where it is installed?
Yes, sir. And sir, in the field of weather forecasting, we are using.
In the field of weather forecasting, name the computers which are being used, supercomputers, and where they are installed.
Sir, one of them is in Indian Institute of Meteorology at Pune.
Pune,
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
Meteorological Science,
And
Institute
sir,
of
one is
Meteorological
in
Science.
sir, in Noida, if
Noida, that's
can
right.
recall. Yes,
So,
sir.
what are the names of these supercomputers? You are right
Yes,
that
sir.
these are installed at these two places. So, can you name those supercomputers?
Sir, I'm unable to recall.
Are
but
these
I have read.
Pratyush and Meher? Can
Yes,
you
sir.
recall?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Pratyush and
Pratyush and
Meher.
Meher.
These
Right,
are
sir.
computers, supercomputers related with weather forecasting. Okay, since how long you are in Delhi? You have been in Delhi over the last 5, 6, 7 days, or what?
Yes, sir. I came on 11th of April.
11th of April. It was very hot,
Yes, sir.
and now we have got some relief. So it is said it is due to western disturbances. So what do you mean by western disturbances?
Sir, western disturbances are the localized low pressures, and these come from the Mediterranean region, and mostly these are thought of as remnants of extratropical cyclones which are carried by the westerlies towards India. And when they approach India, they bring some amount of rainfall in the northwestern part of the country, including Punjab and Jammu and Kashmir, and they're very essential for the Rabi crops.
Okay, we were talking about Greenwich, huh?
Yes, sir.
Greenwich Meridian.
Yes, sir.
So which place in the country is known as Greenwich of India?
Sir, as far as I've read about Ujjain.
Ujjain, yeah. Why do we call it Greenwich of India? Ujjain, you are right.
Yes, sir.
So why?
Sir, I've read the reason, but I can't.
Can you
it
recall,
exactly.
does zero longitude intersects with Tropic of Cancer at Ujjain?
Okay.
Yes,
sir.
that's
I'll
why
look
it is
at
known as Greenwich of India.
Thank you,
Okay,
sir.
so related with Indore, you were saying that it is the cleanest city. I belong
Yes.
to that city. Huh?
Yes, sir.
So you are very proud of.
Yes. Sir.
Huh? Okay, so how many times it has been found the cleanest city?
Sir,
This is third time or fourth time or fifth time consecutively?
sir, consecutively for the fifth time now.
Fifth time, oh great. Then which are the reasons which have contributed towards this?
Sir, firstly, it is the people's participation which has made
People's
this.
participation. तो पहले तो motivation आएगा. Who motivated them? Huh? Okay, so yeah, people's participation is there. That's one of the factors. So who
And-
else? What else?
And sir, the district administration has played a very
Yes.
proactive role.
So who was DM there or district collector there?
Sir, Manish Singh ji has done important contribution. Along with that, sir, even Ashish Singh ji was also the DM.
Okay, so one factor. What else? People's participation. Number two. What else?
Sir, third I would say is very innovative techniques have been adopted in Indore to to make the people also more aware. Like, sir, we have very beautiful songs that are played early morning.
Okay, can you tell me one?
Sir, one goes like स्वच्छ भारत का इरादा कर लिया हमने देश से अपने
ये तो यहाँ पे
वादा.
भी है.
Yes, sir.
हम
Now,
यहाँ पे भी
sir, now all the cities
स्वच्छता
have-
अभियान सभी
Yes, sir.
जगह का है ना.
Yes,
वहाँ
sir.
पे ओके. अच्छा ये बताइए कोई कैन यू टेल मी एनी woman from our country who has won Olympic Games medal twice?
Sir, PV Sindhu has won it twice.
Yeah, PV Sindhu. Yeah, tell me about those medals.
Sir,
Which
in
medals?
the last Olympics, she won the silver medal, and
Mhm.
this time she got the bronze medal.
Okay, so your hobby, badminton, huh? Good.
Yes, sir. I am.
Okay, can you name the male? I mean, man also who has won Olympic Games medal twice? Mr. Sushil Kumar.
Yes, sir. In this
In the field
Paralympics.
of in the field of no, not in Paralympics.
Okay.
In Olympic only, not
Yes,
in
sir.
Paralympics.
In kabaddi. Sir,
Anyway, no problem. Now, tell me, our Honorable Prime Minister says that the present decade will be India's decade. What does this mean?
Sir, when Honorable Prime Minister says that this is the decade of India, by that he's trying to say that India is going to emerge out as an economic superpower, as well as considering the growing importance of India. So we are also going to occupy important stand in even in international relations, in international diplomacy. And sir, world would see India as a very strong
No,
country.
decade, TECHADE would be India's decade. TECHADE.
Okay. I'm sorry, sir.
So why TE? Decade.
Yes, sir. Sir, in terms of decade, Prime Minister sir is trying to focus that technology is something that India would reap to its advantage.
Yeah, technology.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Now, our Honorable Prime Minister says another thing. He says that government has no business to be in business.
Yes, sir.
What does this mean? Government has no business to be in business.
Sir, by that he's trying to say that government would only be like a watchdog or a regulator, but not the ultimate controller of things. These would be given to the private sector and they would be decentralized so that people have more autonomy in the functioning of the various departments and ministries.
Good. My last question. Government has taken so many initiatives,
Yes, sir.
be it central government, be these state governments. So many steps have been taken for women empowerment.
Yes, sir.
Let's talk about the central government.
Yes, sir.
So those initiatives are in the form of implementation of various projects and schemes and in the form of legislation. So can you cite some examples related with the projects and schemes and related with legislation
Yes, sir.
for women empowerment?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Sir, in terms of laws that have been formulated for women empowerment, sir, we had the POSH Act of 2013.
Okay, one, yeah.
Sir, there is also the Dowry Prohibition and Prevention Act.
That's good. What else?
And sir, Domestic Violence Act has
Yeah,
also
that's
been
right.
there.
Good. Just name them. Yeah.
And sir, even I would say for the trans women also, sir, we have come up with the Transgender Act as well right now.
Okay. That would be, yeah. What else?
And sir, when it comes to the schemes and the
No,
various-
let's talk about legislation only. More important legislation than these. These are the legislation related with women empowerment, no doubt. But even more important than these.
Sir, in the Panchayati Raj system, we
That's
have
right.
a 33% reservation given to the women.
Very good. So this should be at number one.
Thank you, sir.
What else?
Sir, it is not a legislation right now, but a bill is pending in the
Bill
parliament.
is pending,
for
yeah,
women
over the
reservation.
last so many years, and that is lapsed actually, unless it is reintroduced. It,
Okay. Yes, sir.
it has no meaning, huh? But definitely it was there. Yeah, what else could be there? I give you some hint. Triple Talaq Act, could it be?
Yes, sir.
So what is the name of the act? The name of the act is not Triple Talaq. It is something else. It relates with Triple Talaq, no doubt.
Sir,
It
I'm
starts
sorry,
with the women.
the- okay.
Hmm.
Sir, I'm
Right to Protection on Marriage Act.
Okay, sir. Thank you,
Okay.
sir. Yes, sir.
What else? Recent
Sir-
translation related with Jammu Kashmir. What is that?
Um,
Abolition of?
sir, Article 35.
No, yeah, 35.
35A.
A, that's right. So Article 35A.
Yes, sir.
Anyway, now come to the various schemes
Yes, sir.
in
Sir-
order of priority again.
Sure, sir. Sir, one of the important schemes that government launched was the Ujjwala scheme.
Ujjwala scheme, that's right. Yeah, just name them, huh?
Yes, sir.
Not in detail. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Ujjwala 1.0, Ujjwala 2.0. Okay,
Yes, sir.
next.
Um,
In order of priority, you can tell.
yes, sir.
Yeah. You can think over and then tell.
Yes, sir. I'll take a moment to just
Yeah,
think.
please.
Sir, in the economic aspect, sir, women has come up with Stand Up India and Startup India, where
Yeah,
women
that's right.
entrepreneurs are being promoted
And
now.
particularly for women and
And-
SC/STs, which of these?
Yes, sir.
Startup or stand up?
Sir, Startup India mission.
Okay.
Where,
Startup or stand up?
sir, I'm confused
Anyway,
between the two. Right?
tell me other schemes. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Very important schemes.
Sir, in the National Food Security Act also, we have given that the ration would go to the eldest women above 18
Okay,
years of
yeah,
age.
yeah, next. Mhm.
And
अच्छा मुझे ये बताइए, will I be right if I say that nowadays women are holding at least 1/3 constitutional posts? Women empowerment, rather women-led development, we can say.
sir,
Women are holding 1/3 constitutional posts. Am I right in saying that or wrong?
sir, when I think of the constitutional bodies like our Honorable Supreme Court or High Court,
Yeah.
sir, I find there are very less number of women at the at
And
Supreme
constitutional body at the grassroots level. क्या
Yes, sir.
होती है? What
Sir,
is
it's
that?
the Panchayati Raj.
Panchayati Raj, those
Yes,
are the
sir.
constitutional posts.
Yes,
Those
sir.
are the constitutional bodies. So 1/3 reservation is for women.
Yes, sir.
So we can say that women are nowadays holding at least 1/3 constitutional posts.
Right, sir.
Huh?
Yes,
This is women-led development. Anyway, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Anjali, if I can ask you, what is this Shrotriya?
Yes, sir. Sir, during the Rig Vedic times, so there were two kinds of people. One were the ones who used to listen to the Vedas, and the other one who used to recite Vedas. So those who used to recite Vedas came to be known as Vachak, and those who used to listen to it, they were called as Shrotas. And they used to transmit this knowledge to the further generations. So later on, they came to be known as Shrotriya'ss.
Okay. Oh, thank you. Okay. Can you discuss something about Vedas and Upanishads, Shrotriya? Very briefly.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, in the ancient India, sir, there were 4 Vedas, namely the Rig Ved, the oldest one. Sir, then Samved, Yajurved, and Atharva Ved.
Okay.
And sir, after the Vedas, sir, there were Upanishads, which were the dictations, and they were the preachings that were given to the people. Yes, sir.
Any Upanishadic statement you would like to remember and tell us? That Upanishads are supposed to be the quintessence of
Yes,
the Vedic thought, about which many foreign scholars and philosophers have waxed eloquent,
yes, sir.
isn't it? They are not only the solace of my life, but also the solace of my death. Schopenhauer, isn't it? So, any quote from Upanishad, Anjali?
Yes. Sir, I'm reminded of the Mukund Upanishad from where the Satyamev Jayate, which is inscribed on our national emblem, has been taken.
Very good.
So truth alone triumphs.
Very good.
Satyamev Jayate. Sir, that is taken.
Tattvamasi, have you heard of it? Tattvamasi.
I'm sorry, sir, I've not read on this.
That art thou. The highest
sir.
thought.
Okay,
That
sir.
art thou, isn't it?
Okay.
Now, since you're computer science, Anjali, I'm from an arts background. Tell us, is it not, I'm asking a very simplistic question. Intelligence we are attributing to machine learning. The simple assumption, maybe simplistic assumption is, it's a human which are the sentious, isn't it? We are sentient beings. How come machines are sentient and intelligent? It's very difficult for a lay person, a non-science person. Is it not a contradiction, conceptually? Anjali?
Sir, humans have been the most intelligent among all the species. And sir, I think that it is the human intelligence through which they are trying to now train the machines also. So by feeding the different algorithms and patterns to the machines, we are trying to somewhere impart the human intelligence even to the machines.
Is it not begging the question, Anjali, how do you impart this sentience and intelligence from the sentient beings to something which is lifeless? Are you not changing the very definition of life and lifeless beings? I'm sorry, I'm asking again a very simplistic question.
Sir, I think we are, sir, totally I would say that we cannot do this because emotions and so the feelings component that human beings have, machines are devoid of that. And right now we do not have any machines which can show this. They can only mimic the analytical and the reasoning part that...
Can I understand it is only human intelligence which eventually gets reflected there? It's only a reflection of the human intelligence?
Yes, sir.
Will I be right in assuming that?
Yes, sir. It is a reflection of human intelligence.
Bhopal, there was a national disaster sometime back, Anjali, your state, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
There was a disaster. And then as a district collector, you will also be the disaster management authority. Are we sufficiently fortified against disasters, particularly industrial disaster like the one which happened there? So what are the arrangements? What is the system and the mechanisms in place?
Sir, after the Bhopal gas tragedy of 1984, we enacted several laws. Sir, there was Environment Protection Act of 1986 that was legislated.
Yeah.
And sir, after that we have further, we also have chemical disaster management rules.
Good.
Under which we see the industrial safety provisions.
Very.
And so there are different rules and mechanisms for different types of industries. And proper auditing is also done. Safety mechanisms are in place. But sir, still the implementation part, we need to work on that.
But then disaster is always an unexpected emergency.
Yes,
This is
sir.
a natural disaster. So what are the arrangements where we rise to the occasion? The coordination, the cohesion.
Sir, for the better coordination of disasters, we have the National Disaster Management Authority, and under which we also have the State Disaster Management Authority for every state. And the district administration is vested with
At the
the
state level,
powers.
who is heading this? Who is the authority?
Sir, for NDMA, it is the Honorable Prime Minister.
And at the state level?
Sir, at the state level, it is the Chief Minister.
At the
who
district
heads-
level?
So it's a district magistrate who heads
So
it.
you will have to harness all the resources available. How does the law provide for that?
Sir, dedicated funds are provided under the law. There is National Disaster Management Fund and a State Disaster Management Fund. And of which 90% share...
No, fund is only one part.
Yes,
There
sir.
are other resources. You have to mobilize all available resources, all the capacities. So the law empowers There is an empowering law, provision there. That is
sir, I'm
implicit.
not-
That's implicit.
Okay, sir.
Then, what is your painting hobby? Painting is your hobby. Gond
sir.
painting. What can you say something about this Gond painting?
Yes,
What
sir.
is Gond painting?
Sir, Gonds are the tribal people in Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, and even Chhattisgarh.
Which district in Madhya Pradesh?
Sir, Dindori district is there.
So, Anjali, we hope you become the development commissioner. How is your expertise in computers and geography? How will it come to use in your developmental administration? Have you thought about it?
Yes, sir. Sir, talking about geography and administration, sir, geography has made me understand that how physical aspects and the human aspects are both interrelated and interdependent. So, if there is a drought in a particular area, it is not just the lack of rainfall, but it is also the faulty agricultural practices and the lack of institutional support to the farmers that leads to a drought. So, as an administrator, I would be able to appreciate these factors and formulate policies. And sir, in the field of computers, I think, sir, the entire digitization and the decade that we have been talking about, sir, it is built on the foundations of computers. So I would be better able to understand, monitor processes if I am more digitally sound and literate.
Good, Anjali. One last question from me. If you look at the left-wing extremism,
Yes, sir.
very significantly and interestingly, it is concentrated in that area. Former MP, presently Chhattisgarh,
Yes, sir.
Bihar, and now Jharkhand,
Yes.
Odisha, part of Maharashtra, and this geographically. And this is very rich in minerals also,
Yes, sir.
what they call the South Africa of India, that kind of thing. So very rich in its geological content, this thing, but the poorest, and always on the boil. So what are your thoughts about this irony?
Sir, indeed, it is one of the most mineral-rich areas of the country,
Yeah.
and sir, Naxalism has been a problem, and one of the reasons, perhaps, why it is most backward also in our country. Sir, one reason is that because there is a development deficit due to which locals feel that government has not done adequately for them, and Naxalites have taken this advantage of this trust deficit.
Is geography become a bane instead of being a boon? Has it become a bane, the geography of this area where the Naxalism is concentrated?
Sir,
Even though it is residual there.
yes, sir. Sir, to an extent, I would say yes. Even in geography, sir, we have a saying that a region is poor because it is poor. So, because of the thick forests in that area, due to which it is geographically inaccessible, the penetration has become difficult, infrastructure building has become difficult. But sir, having said that, at the same time, sir, we have taken a three-pronged approach, sir, for these areas, sir, law and order, and now infrastructure, roads are also built in these areas. Sir, I am reminded of Dantewada district, where the district magistrate had transformed it into an education hub. So, sir, if there is willpower, I think we can surely tackle the problem.
Thank you, Anjali.
So Anjali, you belong to Indore, eh?
Yes, sir.
How will you describe it geographically?
Sir, Indore is in the southwestern part of Madhya Pradesh, and it is in the Malwa region of the black cotton soil. The most important crops here are the soya bean and the cotton and wheat, which is grown. And sir, apart from that, it is very near to the two cultural centers of Mahakaleshwar and Omkareshwar. And sir, there are two important rivers in Indore, namely the Gambhir River and the Parvati River. And so speaking of the industries, Indore is emerging as the financial hub with the software industries booming here.
And what are the geographical problems which this Malwa region is facing?
Sir, the one important problem that Malwa is now facing is the problem of water shortage. Because black soil, sir, since it retains the water, but the water is not stored in the aquifers because the aquifer capacity there is poor because of the geology. So water shortage is one problem that the region is facing. So this is one geographical problem that I can think.
And the historical importance of Indore? Because
Yes, sir. Sir, historically it has been the presidency of the Holkars. And Devi Ahilyabai Holkar ji is very famous for the development and contribution in Indore. And sir, it was also at the crossroads where the Mughals, when they were going towards the south, they used to have their camps in Indore as base stations where they used to rest for a while. So it developed as a cultural city also back then.
so it used to be a battlefield for Marathas and Mughals.
Yes, sir.
Hmm?
Yes, sir.
So in that region, on one side the Maratha kingdom was there, and on other side.
Yes, sir. Mughals.
And why this communal rights? Because Indore is also famous for all this communal sensitivity, not we can say.
Sir, a few sporadic incidences of communal violence have been there in the past. Sir, mostly I think it's because of certain vested interests who have flared up the issues. But sir, by and large, I think there is unity and prosperity, that fraternity that I have seen among the people, and a lot of brotherhood as well, sir.
In India, we have this problem, this caste problem, and then this communal problem, and then, as this sir has mentioned, left-wing activism. So let's talk about this communal problem.
Yes, sir.
What are the various factors, and as a district magistrate, how will you tackle it?
Sir, the communal problem in India is primarily because of the huge diversity that we have. And though diversity is our strength, but sometimes because of certain miscommunications or because of certain vested interest, these issues get flared up and it leads to violence. Sir, if I am the DM and I have to tackle any such problem, sir, I would take a three-pronged approach. Sir, firstly, to avoid any such kind of issues like communal issues, I would focus on proper law and order enforcement. I would take the help of technology and deploy CCTV cameras to see that whether the particular area is sensitive or it is vulnerable. And sir, if any disaster, if any such kind of violence happens, during that time, sir, I would deploy the forces, the rapid action forces. And at that point instant, I would try to maintain absolute law and order. And sir, after that, I would also try to know the reasons why such violence happened. And for the future, I would properly make a roadmap so that such incidences in the future, sir, are curbed. I would take the help of rule of law for that.
Nowadays, there are two things: there is oil politics and the energy politics. What is this? You
Yes,
must
sir.
have heard, na?
Yes, sir.
Oil politics.
Yes, sir. Sir, in the Russia-Ukraine ongoing war, oil has emerged as one of the commodities which Russia has and Europe depends on it a lot. As a result of which there is an oil diplomacy. So Russia has now said that it would want to trade in rubles and it would not accept the payments in dollars. And we can see India and Russia also now going for a rupee-ruble trade for purchasing the crude oil from Russia. So this.
And energy diplomacy or energy politics?
Sir, the energy particularly is the natural gas, which is which again Russia is the major producer of it, and Europe, especially Germany, it has 70% of its energy sourced from Russia. So there also Russia has an edge over supplying them energy. And sir, for India, we mostly depend on West Asia for our energy needs, including Qatar and Saudi Arabia for oil.
And for future in India, what type of the energy, say you are a student of science and say computers, what can you say ki, depending upon the other sources, what are the other sources on which we can depend for our energy needs?
So right now we are dependent on coal, but the future of India has to move towards renewable energy as most important source. Sir, we have already set up our targets as Panchamrit also in the COP26. And apart from that, sir, we are also looking towards green hydrogen. And Netherlands has also acknowledged that India could be the gateway to EU in future to supply even green hydrogen. So that can be the two
Can I
areas.
just ask one thing?
Yes,
Talking
sir.
of green hydrogen,
Yes, sir.
did somebody really drive? I mean, rode on that? A car driven by green hydrogen? Hydrogen rather. I don't know whether it was green or what.
Yes, sir.
Green hydrogen.
Honorable,
Yeah,
electric vehicle.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, sir. Honorable Minister Nitin Gadkari
Yes.
came to Parliament in the green hydrogen powered
Right.
vehicle.
And MOU has also been signed with
Yes.
Toyota Kirloskar and International Center for Automotive Technology to produce these cars.
So
Okay.
future.
Thank you,
Yeah,
sir.
future.
Go ahead.
And geography is also playing very important role in Russia and Ukraine war. What are the geographical factors? Leave about energy factors and political factors.
Yes, sir. Sir, one of the most important factors, geographical factors, why Russia wants Ukraine is its geostrategic location between the West and Russia. It treats it like a buffer zone. And sir, secondly, Russia's ports are frozen for almost 9 months and a year. So they need warm water ports, which was one of the reason why they invaded Crimea for the port of Sevastopol. And even they want Mariupol regions through which they can access Black Sea and the natural reserves over there. And sir, Ukraine is also very rich in natural resources like neon, palladium, and titanium and germanium. So these are also some of the important reasons why Russia might be interested in Ukraine.
We also have something border issues with our neighbors.
Yes, sir.
So recently some issues have been sorted out with Bangladesh. What were those issues? And what are the remaining issues with Bangladesh?
Sir, with Bangladesh, we have had a land boundary agreement and under which we exchanged the enclaves on both the sides. And sir, the ongoing issue with Bangladesh is because of the porous borders and the geography again, the marshy lands through which we are not able to safeguard the borders and there is illegal immigration. Sir, for this we have taken the help of technology. Bolt QIT is one such technology that has been deployed. And sir, we are doing smart fencing at the borders. Along with that, sir, we are also thinking of using drones as potential sources to monitor these borders.
So what is this smart fencing?
Sir, in the smart fencing, basically these are laser fences. So if anybody tries to infiltrate through these fences illegally, there would be a sensor or a beep kind or alarm kind of a system which would be initiated and authorities would come to know about it immediately. So that kind of fencing we are trying to have across the border because sir, normal fences cannot be installed as there are around 54 transboundary rivers between India and Bangladesh, which makes it difficult to demarcate borders.
Near in Indore, you have this Nimad region, geographical one region is called as Nimad.
Yes, sir.
Malwa is Indore
Yes, sir.
and this Malwa region, then this Nimad region. What is this? Why this called as Nimad?
I'm sorry, sir. I'll have to look on it. I'm not aware.
You have two districts, na? Now more than two districts. This Badwani, then Khargon,
Khargon and Khandwa. region.
Khandwa, Burhanpur.
Yes, sir.
Eh?
Yes, sir.
This Khandwa, Burhanpur, Khargon and Badwani. This region is called as Nimad. And geographically it is a separate area than Indore.
Yes, sir.
Hmm?
It is.
So you please pay attention to this region also.
Yes, sir.
What is the importance? Nimad means the temperature is also different, and if you will go to the altitude also, the altitude of the Indore is different, and then the two districts is different. And this Narmada Dam,
Yes, sir.
so what contribution has Narmada Dam has given to the state?
Sir, the electricity production in Madhya Pradesh, sir, it has vastly contributed. Now, sir, Madhya Pradesh is a power surplus state. Apart from that, sir, employment also has been provided with the coming of the dam in the nearby regions. Sir,
And Narmada Dam is for the contribution to the other states.
yes, sir. Sir, Gujarat also gets a major share of the Narmada Dam electricity.
Only Gujarat or some other
Sir,
state also?
Maharashtra is also
Hmm.
a part of this project. So both these states along with MP.
So what are the different benefits of Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra and Gujarat? Clear-cut demarcations you must have.
Sir, with respect to Maharashtra and Gujarat, sir, I will have to read. I've not seen the exact.
For Gujarat, the drinking water and
sir.
this irrigation,
Okay,
because
sir.
the dam is there,
Yes, sir.
geographically you can understand the dam is there, then the water will flow, then the canal system, then the irrigation and drinking water, because Gujarat at one point of time it was very bad in drinking water. And that is why this concept of this Narmada dam came.
Okay,
You
sir.
know, the district of Surendra, that side. Amreli, Surendra.
Okay, sir.
So beneficiary, the Gujarat is basically irrigation, drinking water and electricity also, and tourism. This is one part. Then Maharashtra, because very small part. Madhya Pradesh, electricity.
Yes, sir.
Because the major part of the villages which has been submerged are from Madhya Pradesh. So
Yes.
they have the submergence is from Madhya Pradesh, and benefit goes to the Gujarat and Maharashtra. That is the electricity part comes to the Madhya Pradesh.
Thank you, sir.
So that is one. So last question, this China, one point of time and always the China is also creating problem. What are the geographical problems with China?
Sir, with China, we have two areas where we are having clashes. One is the western part where there is Aksai Chin. And here also, sir, problem of border demarcation is because of the principle of crest line, which we are not able to formulate properly. Since Himalayas are there, so there is a principle of crest line that we need to follow in border demarcation. But there is no actual line of actual control over which we have had any kind of midway. So there this issue of border demarcation is there. And in the eastern part also, sir, China considers the Arunachal Pradesh as a part of lower Tibet. So they claim it because of that, but because of the cultural similarities between the people. But it is a part of integral part of India as Arunachal Pradesh.
Very good. Anjali, your formal interview is over. We'll just brief you
Yes,
on
sir.
your performance. You are very good. Your confidence level is good. The manner and tenor of speaking is fine. I mean, the volume, don't.